The longing of all the things inside the cloud was so great, like the longing of earth for sky, and night for morning, and sun for the stars, and rivers for the sea, and deserts for rain, and hungry people for food, and thirsty people for water, and babies for milk, and man, said the old man, nodding slowly, for knowledge. Knowledge, said the boy, that's rather strange. Is that what people want? Oh yes, said the old man, but it can be a long time before they realise that's what they want. It took me a very long time. Believe me, it's not strange at all. Look at you. You wanted to know the story of everything. Here he paused and looked across the plain of waving grass to the far hills beyond. A long sea of green. The tops, stirred by the wind like waves, rose to meet the blue and purple of the hills. A single eagle drifted on rising air from the peaks. The old man sighed with the sort of sigh you need to have lived 100 years to make. The world is very, very beautiful, he said. If you could drink that beauty, make that beauty into a drink, then one sip of it would make you drunk forever. He smiled at the boy. And that's how all this came about. His arm took in the plain, the hills, Eliza making her popping noise, the distant sea. The biggest longing in the cloud was for all this beauty to be seen. And beauty has no end or beginning apart from one thing. He turned and looked at the young boy who still was listening intently. Do you know what that one thing is? And the boy shook his head. That one thing, said the old man, is of course love. Yuck, said the boy. That's really yucky, girls and kissing and stuff. The old man laughed. Not at all, he said. Look at you. You love your mother and father, don't you? The boy nodded. And I'm sure you love your dog. Oh yes, the boy replied eagerly. Tell me how much, the old man demanded. The boy thought for a while, trying to find something as big as his love for his dog. 1,000 bags, no, he corrected himself, 1,000 bags of sweets. At least, he added, maybe more. So, there you are, the old man laughed. Everything in this world comes from love. And to return to our story, the longing inside the cloud stirred the cloud because that longing appeared as love. And love moves everything in the whole world, no matter how big it is or how small it is. No matter how big, no matter how small, love is the thing that moves it all. Whether you're an elephant or whether you're a mouse, love is the thing you must have in your hand. No matter how big, no matter how small, love is the thing that moves it all. The cloud moved, said the old man, standing and passing his hand over the warm rock on which he'd been sitting. And do you know what the cloud did, he asked. The boy shook his head, never taking his eyes from the old man's lined face. Think, said the old man, what do clouds do?
Rain.
Suddenly the boy knew. Rain, he said. Yes, the old man nodded again. The cloud moved over everything that was to be. It rained on it. And the rain brought everything that was to be to life. And as soon as it rained, the darkness was gone. There was light, there was sound, and there was colour, all in one breath. Poof, just like that. And stars came, and space came, and planets came, and our sun came, and the earth came, and there were seas, and mountains, and fish, and birds, and everything was alive. Everything was beautiful. And that, said the old man, is the beginning of our story. Because that was how the world came into being, and how I came into being, and how you came into being. And that was the start of the story of everything. And what follows next all comes from that. Phew. The boy realised he'd been holding his breath and breathed out in one big rush, which startled an ant who was dragging a large piece of grass across the top of the rock. Will there be battles and things? He asked hopefully. Oh yes, said the old man. I'm sure there'll be lots and lots of battles and things. The boy watched the ant struggling with the grass. Will there be something that girls would like? He asked. The old man nodded. Oh yes, definitely. The boy jumped up. Good. I'll bring my sister next time. He started to go, then turned round. In the village, he stopped and blurted out, well, in the village some of the people say you're a magician. You're not, are you? Clearly at least half of him hoped the answer was yes. The old man smiled with the sort of smile you need to have lived at least 100 years to make. A magician. You'll have to tell me what that is next time you come. The boy walked a few paces, turned round again, but he'd left his question too late. The old man had disappeared completely. All that was there was an ant dragging a very large piece of grass across the top of a romp.